Hello friends on YouTube. In today's video, we're going to talk about array methods such as map, filter, reduce, sum, etc. So if this is your first time watching, I just want to say welcome and make sure to subscribe to the channel to join the family. Let's go. Array methods is used to manipulate or perform calculation or computation on one or more items in a list. And the output can also be later saved into a variable so we can use it within our code. So for this example, I just created a folder called array methods, and we have an app.js and an index.html. Just connect them together, and right here we have an object that I just made with several users. So the users have unique IDs, they have a name, role, and a salary. So this is going to be a perfect opportunity for you to learn about array methods. So the first one we're going to discover is going to be the map. And what the map does is just iterates to select something and then return a new array. Let me show you guys here. So we're going to say users, the map, and we're going to say a function as a callback. So we're going to put in and perform for each user something. So we're just going to say return user just to see the first example. So we're going to say users new one equals users the map function, as you can see here. Now we're going to say console.log users new one. As you can see now here, we only get back the array as it is. We didn't do anything. We just iterated through it and got back as it is. No changes at all. So instead of returning the whole array, let's say, for example, we only want every user's name. So we can approach that by writing users new 2. It's going to be a new variable. We're going to say users the map, and we're going to put in a arrow function this time. So it becomes a little bit cleaner. So for each user, we only want to return user the name, and let's say console.log users new 2. Let's remove the other console here so we don't get two of them. So now we only get back the users names. So this is what map does. It's really easy and really clean to use. So you can use this with objects. You can use this with strings in arrays, and you can also use it with the JSX in React. All right, so this one is the first one. So let's continue. Now let's explore the filter iteration. So this one is going to be used to filter out everything except the condition that we're looking for. It looks like this. So we're going to say users, the filter. And for each user, we're going to say we only want the user who has the role of web developer. And as you guys remember, we have a role here for each user, and they have different role. After doing that, we're going to save this into a variable called filtered users. And then we're just going to say console.log filtered users. Now, if we save that, we only get 2 users back. And this means that the only 2 users that are web developers is John Doe and Ahmed Ibrahim. You can see the role they got is web developer. Perfect. And that's how simple filter method is. So the next one we're going to talk about is the reduce array method. And this one is used to perform calculation, specifically when it comes to numbers. So I'm going to show you guys. We're going to say users.reduce, and it takes in a function as the other ones. And the first one is going to be result, and we're going to have the user, right? So it also has a accumulator, and it's going to be the starting point of the sum. All right, so the result is going to be 0. And for each time we run user reduce for each user, we're going to say, let's, for example, calculate their salaries and find the average salary. So we're going to say result plus user the salary. Okay, so when we calculate this, we're also going to calculate the average. So we're going to put this within parentheses, and we're going to say divide it by users the length to get the average salary in the company. We're just going to say return just like that. And we're going to save this into a variable. We're going to say const average salary equals users reduce. And we're going to say console.log average salary and see what we get back. And this is the average salary for each user. So we calculated everything and divided by the amount of total users that we get in the array. So that's what the reduce is used for. You can use reducers for any kind of calculation of numbers within your array. Okay, so let's go to the next one, which is going to be the sum method. And the sum method is going to perform an iteration on each user, but some of these users is going to have a condition that needs to return true. And it looks like this. We're going to say users.sum, And what we're gonna do here is that we're gonna see who is administrator. So we're gonna look if we got an administrator in one of the users. And as we can see here, dust is administrator. So we're gonna say, perform this for some of the elements, and for the ones that have the role of administrator, return that back to me. So some is like filter, but this one doesn't return an item or user. It returns a boolean. So we're just gonna say true if there is an administrator within this array. So we're gonna save this into a variable. We're gonna call this one any admin, for example. And then we're gonna say console.log any admin. So it's gonna run through the whole array. It's gonna look, do we got an admin in here? And it's gonna find this one, and then it's gonna say true and false for everything else. So we get back true. We got an administrator right there. All right, so let's have a recap here. Array methods come in different sorts. So the first one we explored was the map, and the map just iterates through array and returns back what we need. So for example, in the first example, we said we only get back the names, we got that back. Yeah. And if you don't say the name or just put the user as it is, it returns the whole array without manipulation. The other one we explored was the filter, and the filter just filters out everything except the condition that we are looking for. And for this example, we said user.role, web developer. So just get back the roles that are web developer, and we got back to items as you saw. And the reduce is used to perform calculation on numbers within an array. And it's a really powerful tool that you can use for any kind of arrays. And then we also talked about the sum, which just performs an iteration on every items in the array, but it's just looking for some of them who matches the condition. And the sum returns a boolean, true or false. And all of these array methods that you just learned can be implemented into your, for example, React project, because it's heavily used. The map, filter, and reduce is heavily used in React. Alright, so hopefully if you learned something new in this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up, and I will see you next time.